Hi. Well, it's September and I don't even know where to start. We have had a week-long heat wave followed by several days of severe thunderstorms. So the plants are looking a little ragged and some are still going strong and a lot are just, hanging on. Let's start this September garden tour, shall we? Here's a potato plant that I had left behind back when I harvested the others, and it's still going strong. Hopefully those potatoes under there have bulked up. And then here is a potato plant that, um, I left the seed. I left the seed in there, and it's growing really well. So I'm excited. There were a whole bunch of potatoes under there, but this one took. Behind us is the tomatoes. We've had a lot of fallen over tomatoes with all the rain. So pretty much being snipped for me. But with the rain comes more slugs, so I see a lot of nice tomatoes with holes in them. The slugs are definitely having their field day. But I've been bagging the ripe ones as I can. Oh, I missed those. Yeah, I haven't been out in the garden as much as I would like. I've been bagging the tomatoes. Oh, those look horrible. And freezing them for preserving at a later date. Yeah, this needs to be cleaned up. Over here in this bed, we have these okras that I don't think are gonna fruit by the time the season ends. That's definitely too late to plant them. We got our peppers in the back. I've gotten some ripe ones of the jalapeno. I have not harvested any poblanos yet. I'm waiting for them to turn color. I got some habaneros and some green bell pepper. It's taking a while for them to gain any color too. But these are the best bell peppers I've ever grown. They are the size that you would see in the supermarket. So I'm very, very happy with how the bell peppers are doing. And the other peppers too. Those jalapenos look good. The eggplants have done excellent, both the little finger and the black beauty. The black beauty is a little bit slower, being that it's a larger fruit. But the eggplants have just kept going and going and going. I'm going to take the route of preserving them via freezing, freezing them in a baba ganoush form. The okra continues to grow as plants, but not so much as for giving me any okra. We've got plants almost 6 feet tall, but still have only received a handful of fruit. I've gotten a couple of nice ears from the corn, which weren't planted ideally, but I'll take what I can get. It's a fun thing to do. I've also been picking some beans, the noodle beans, and some other just regular size pods are coming in. So I've picked some of those and frozen them. Let's see, like these. This is a short one, but they only grow like 4 inches long. There's the purple one right there. See, there's some little corn babies still around. There's one over there that's like split into three. I don't expect anything out of that. Over here in the melons area, we have hopefully something exciting eventually. And we have 3 Haley's Jumbo. I still have to put something under the other 2. That one I have under there. I get this one over here. And this one is close to being ready. I don't want to pick it prematurely. Here we still have just waiting for frost weather to come to pick the sweet potatoes, and the rutabagas are bulking up very nicely. And then this, I can't miss out on this. The tendril, that extra tendril is dried up, so I don't know exactly what I'm waiting for, but I'm waiting a couple more days to see before I pick that. Make sure it's ripe all the way. And then here, oh, that's the crimson sweet. But the Tigger melons, the teeny tiny ones, I'm not really sure up to what size they get to. Where are they? But there's, I think I saw 4. Definitely 3 here, and but there was one somewhere else. But yep, there's 4 in here. I don't think those are ready yet at all. This sunflower's finally gonna show its color. So yeah, this bed has produced well after a slow start. And I can't say much for this bed, particularly this should be Brussels sprout. So with all the heat, the little Brussels opened up, so not much Brussels there. But underneath, there might still be sprouts under there by fall season. But the ones on top, not sprouts anymore. There were actually some later sprigs of asparagus that came up. Not nearly as delicious as spring ones, but they were still good. But this is definitely a weedy mess that I've let go. So here's another melon trying to make a go at it here in September. We'll see if that makes anything. And then our Malabar spinach climbing up this little stalk I put there. Here's another little melon. Here's another one trying to make a go at it. And then this tomato that the birds planted, it's definitely a mix because I don't have any seeds of this particular size. So this is from a hybrid variety. Oh, I made the mistake of letting the chickens out a couple of days, and yeah, they made quite a mess of these areas. So now the wood chips are in with the dirt, which I had so meticulously tried to separate. And any spinach seeds that I planted here did not make it. Now the snapdragons are still snapping. And they're still beautiful, and they're actually growing up instead of out. And these, I think these are the foxgloves. And did they flower in the second year? I'm not sure because I haven't seen anything from them here or in the other bed. And this is stock, still spindly looking stock. The peas have done well coming up, but they're getting nibbled on, so I'm not going to get nearly as many peas come if this keeps happening. What won't quit is the cucumbers, particularly the slicing ones. They've done really well. I've gotten dozens of these from 2 plants. The pickly ones still producing here and there, but definitely not. It's definitely reached the end of its season. There's a lot of slicing cucumbers. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I failed. I have one zucchini that I failed to harvest. So it's pretty gigantic and I can't even get to it because everything has fallen over. But I have to get that today. And as has been its form, the loofah come September, it really starts amping up production. And the vine just keeps going. And then the butternut squash. So that took a while to come in, but once it did, oh, look at this nice size loofah. The butternut squash is doing well. That's the second flush. The first flush was a bit smaller, and I lost one from something nibbling on it. And then there's just one more butternut. Oh, it's in there. Can you see it? Yeah, it's hard to see. But that was from the sucker, since I killed the mother plant, but the sucker produced a fruit. Yeah, I completely have ignored this bed. But these are the leeks. Like, the carrots have all been taken by something. These little cherry tomatoes are being eaten up. But the leeks have been left alone, so they'll keep growing. The amaranth's getting big. These container strawberries have been fantastic, but these are too close to the ground, so they've been getting ants and slugs on them. I did get a chance to uppot the lettuce. They got knocked down by a lot of rain. Then here I got arugula. This is an older arugula that's self-seeded, and I just left it there. These are the marshmallows that I'm letting grow bigger before I put them in the ground so they have a chance of surviving. And then these I would like to get in the ground, but I feel like that's a waste of time because they're just going to get eaten by slugs. So I have to uppot these as well. And we just keep getting more rain. The broom corn, some got knocked down by some winds. And then the amaranth under that. And are we getting any blooms? Some of the marigold I planted here finally blooming. They have taken forever. And I know there's more in there, but they're getting choked out. The amaranth is looking nice over here. I haven't pulled up this potato plant. I don't see a need to. I'm not eating it at the moment, so I've left it alone. There have been beans out of here also. The edamame is bulking up, so I need to get that. I see that the basil is getting chewed up back there. There's basil down there. The lemon basil isn't as popular with the bugs. They like the regular Italian basil, like everybody else. Here's another. All the sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes, have gotten knocked down by the storms. So that's not ideal. I don't know how I would bring them up. So just leave them alone. I've gotten my ground cherry fix. There's some wild tomatoes in there too that I haven't gotten to because I have plenty everywhere else. So those will self-seed for next year. The cosmos got knocked down. There's some, this is the opal tomato that got transplanted there. And then more slicing cucumbers down here producing nice cute little fruit. The calendula bed I've pretty much let go. I don't have time for it anymore or energy. But the scabiosa finally have come up, and while they're not particularly anything fantastic as flowers, when they dry up, they are very interesting. They make a great dry flower arrangement flower. They're so cool. They feel, they sound. Oh, I see a pot of, let me get to it, pot of strawberries drowning over here. What happened to the drainage? So I've neglected the area that I was supposed to be cultivating for transplants, but the lavender has survived here and there. More wild cherries. Here's a nice sprig of lavender. More wild cherries. Another marigold plant. I did not get a show-stopping flush of sunflowers, and they've fallen over, whatever is up. This is one of those multi-headed stems. So this one pumpkin is doing well. You can see the powdery mildew has set in. But there's also another pumpkin that just came up not that long ago in there. And I thought I saw another one trying to make a go at it. Right there. So we'll see. Ooh. Now these mums I rescued from a house that was going on the market. And it was in a pot. It was one of the pots that I put the potatoes in. And it looked dead. But I knew mums could overwinter. So I took a chance and planted it. And it looks like I'm going to have some beautiful mums this year. Yay. Oh, just so you know, this citronella plant that they're calling mosquito plant, this is not the citronella plant for that purpose. There's another citronella plant that looks more like grass. That's the one that repels mosquitoes once you extract the oils from it. This might do some good, but not quite as potent as the real thing. Boo. I have been doing quite well eating out of these sun golds. Look how much sun gold there is. I need to get these frozen. There's too many right now. The sweet peas. Really like that rain. And then the honey drops. So delicious. Still pumping out fruit as well. But I have lost some at the top because of all the wind. But that is well over the roof line if it was facing outwards, but it's growing into the porch. Those are tall plants. And then down here, I'm letting these varieties of basil pretty much go to flower. But I will try to save more of the Genovese, the big leaf basils, for more pesto. I've frozen some already. And then we've got a lot of split and eaten cherry tomatoes. And I've gotten a lot out of here. See, here's where the other foxgloves are that haven't done anything. They're very healthy looking. The Nicotiana finally blooming. Now they're supposed to be good for hummingbirds, and I believe that, but it's the end of hummingbird season for us, so it's kind of a little late. I planted seeds in here, but pretty sure those got washed away. Now there's plenty of tomatillo volunteers, and I've pulled most of them, but it's the end of the season. I decided this one plant can do its thing and help pollinate the garden. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't have anything next to it, so it shouldn't produce any fruit. But it has flowers for the bees and the more mature amaranth right here. Here's our more mature lavender that I want to cut back before it gets too cold. Dry up some of those leaves and use them for something. Here's some more peppers waiting to color up. The celosia have done well at the end of the season. And this artichoke's looking well. I don't know, doesn't look like it's gonna fruit, but it's the best I've done growing it, so that's something. I've been trimming so much suckers from these, from all the strawberries, all the ones that are June bearing. Jeez. And this container, did I say I have to redo this bed because I just pretty much built the bed around existing soil, not realizing, forgetting that voles live here. So they pretty much went under, ate up my beans, ate up the peppers. But yeah, they left the artichoke alone. They left the ginger alone. I got this ginger in a pot to bring in. There was a pea plant growing in it. Must have been planted there by the birds, but that got eaten recently. Another bed of the wild cherry tomato. I planted some scallions in there, but it doesn't look like they were growing for a little bit, but now they're gone. So no more of that. The green stalk still doing its thing. I put in spinach recently and that got eaten right away. So blah. Spinach is not your year, spinach. Stop it. But yeah, the strawberries look great. They're still flowering and fruiting. They haven't been the best quality. The thing with containers that I haven't mastered yet is feeding them constantly because they're always losing their nutrition. But yeah, there's still promise of plenty of fruit on these strawberries. And last but not least, I'll end this with the zinnias getting powdery mildew on the leaves. Yeah, but still lots of beautiful flowers. The butterflies like it. And the hummingbirds liked it. So I didn't realize hummingbirds were into these flowers, but they are, so I will continue to plant them. I'll try to do a different variation of colors next time. And this is a Cosmo. It was stunted and still growing, and it might flower before the end of the season. We'll see. It got knocked down, so it's reaching for the sun because it's underneath this maple type tree. But the zinnia is still going strong, even with all the yuckiness at the bottom. Yeah, so that's September garden right now. There should still be plenty of food all through September and into October. But it's not looking its best. That's okay. It's still feeding us, right? It's actually a beautiful day today. Oh, and the chickens are doing great, the chicks. I will give you an update on them shortly. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I will talk to y'all again real soon. Bye.